Hello young scholars, so this video is going to be telling you how to multiply decimals using the area model. Now, if you haven't seen the first video on multiplying using the area model, please go back and watch that one. That's only dealing with whole numbers. This is the second one on multiplying decimals using the area model. So, if you haven't watched it, watch that one, come back to me, and watch this video. So we're going to be looking at a number very similar to what we looked at last time. Last time we looked at just 13 times 4. This time we're going to be looking at 2 and 1300ths times 4. So the first step for doing the area model is to remember, create a rectangle. So we create the rectangle. Then we're going to look at which number has the most digits. Because it's the easiest way to do this using the area model, multiplying using the area model. So I'm going to look at 2 and 1300ths. And I'm looking at 4. We're going to ask ourselves, which one of these numbers has the most digits? And let me remind you, digits is another word for number. So which one has the most numbers, or the most digits? When I look at it, I'm thinking to myself, 2 and 1300ths has the most digits, has the most numbers. It has 1, 2, and 3 numbers. As compared to the number 4, which just has how many digits? 1. 3 digits, 4 digits. 3 digits is more numbers. Now, don't be confused. 2 and 1300ths is less than 4. Even though 2 and 1300ths has more numbers, more digits in the number, the value of it is less than the value 4. The value 4 is larger because when we look at a place value, the ones place, in the ones place, 4 is a larger number. 4 is a larger value in the ones place. Therefore, 4 is a larger number. But looking at the digits, we know that 2 and 1300ths has more digits, more numbers in it. So we're going to dissect our rectangle that we've made into 3's. And the reason we're going to make it into 3's is because when I look at this problem, I see there's 3 digits. So we're going to make it into 3's. If there were 4 digits, we'd make it into how many? 4. If there were 5, we'd make it into 5. If there were 2, we'd make it into 2. The last video on multiplying using area models, we made it into 2 boxes because there were 2 digits. This time, those rascals, they made 3 digits. So now we have 3. So the first thing we're going to do is look up here at the place value. And we know that 2, the first number on the left, the 2, is in the ones place. So it's really just what? Yeah, you're right, 2. Then we're going to be adding, the next one is what? If you said 1, you were so close. It is 1/10. So you're actually going to keep the decimal there and put a 1. It is 1/10. It is not 1, it is 1/10 because that 1 is to the right of the decimal, so it is in the place value of the 10th place. And it's only 1, so it's 1/10. Then we're going to look at the third number, which is what? Oh, if you said 3, you're close, but it's not 3, it's 300ths. So we need to make a decimal, then a 0, and a 3, because that represents 3 what? 300ths. Absolutely correct. Now, let me fix that too. Now, on this side, we're going to put the number we're multiplying by, which is what? 4. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put a little multiplication sign right there. So we remember we are what? Multiplying, not adding. So to check to see if these numbers up here are correct, I'm just going to add those ones to see if it gives me 2 and 1300ths. So we'll just check quickly. 2 plus 1/10 plus 300ths. Now notice it looks a little weird, and the reasoning is we're lining the decimals up since we're adding. And we line the decimals up not just because we want to line the decimals up. We line the decimals up because it's a way of making sure our place value is lined up. You'll notice that I might have a 2 in the ones place, and sometimes I might have a 2 in the hundreds place. And I wouldn't want to line those up because they're not in the same place value. You want to always keep the place value lined up. For this number, 2 is the only one that has a place value in the ones place. Then when we look at the next numbers, 1/10 and 3/100ths, we can see 1/10 has a 1 in the 10th place, and 3/100ths has a 0 in the 10th place. So our decimals is just a little trick for keeping the place values lined up so that we can add or subtract numbers. So we're going to look. 3 plus nothing and nothing, because there's nothing there, equals 3. 1 plus 0 equals what? 1. Bring my decimal down. 2 plus nothing equals what? 2. 2 and 13/100ths, 2 and 13/100ths. So I know that I've done this part right. So I'm going to erase that. Now we're going to multiply. We're going to do what we need to do. We're going to get our job done. So 4 times 2 equals what? 8. 4 times 1/10 equals what? It equals 4/10. We got to keep that decimal there because it's in the 10th place. 4 times 3/100ths equals what? Well, that was a little tricky, so I'm actually going to write that out. 4 times 3/100ths. And the first thing I'm going to do is worry about the 4 and the 3. 4 times 3 equals what? 12. So it's saying I have 12 in the place value we're multiplying by. What place value is it? The hundreds. So 12/100ths. Can I have 12 in the hundreds place? No, I can't, because 12 is a double digit. I'm only allowed to have a single digit in each place value, meaning I can only have up to a 9 in each place value. After that, I need to shift the number over to the next place value because it's increased in size, too large to be contained in that one place value. So what's going to happen is, since I have 12/100ths, we're bumping the 1 over now to the 10th place because 12 is really made out of, if we look at 12, it's made out of 10 plus 2. Now, we're dealing with values less than 1. We're dealing with decimals right now. So it's really made out of 10/100ths and 2/100ths. I'm adding 10/100ths and 2/100ths together. So 10/100ths plus 2/100ths equals 12/100ths. So to do that is we actually put a decimal right here next to the 1. And the reasoning for that is that it became so large, this value, this 12, we can't have a double digit, that it's now bumped the 1 over to the 10th place. So the 1 is now in the 10th place. It's no longer a number that's only in the 100th place. We now have a 1 in the 10th place and a 2 in the 100th place. And the reason for the 2 is that when we clumped 10 together, there were 2 left over. There were 2 left in the 100th place. So now we have 8. We got 8 from 4 times 2. We got 4/10ths from 4 times 1/10, which equals 4/10ths. Notice 4 times 1 gives us a number of 4, which is less than 9. So it's able to just stay in that one place value we started. It hasn't grown too large where it needs to be bumped to the next place value. It's still at a value that we can contain in the tens place. So now we have 8, 4/10ths, and 12/100ths. And we're going to actually add all these together. Remember, we have to line our decimals up because they help us line up our place value. So we do 8 plus 4/10ths plus 12/10ths. And when adding, we start with the right side. So 2 plus nothing, because there's nothing in any of those values, in other numbers, we get 2. Then 4 plus 1, we get what? 5. And we bring our decimal down. And then 8 plus nothing is what? 8. 8.52, 8 and 52/100ths. Now let's check this using the algorithm way. So 2 and 13/100ths times 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 1 is what? 5. 4 times 2 is what? 8. And I know that when I multiply decimals, using the shortcut method algorithm, I count how many numbers are to the right of the decimal. So I have 1, 2. I have 2 to the right of the decimal, so I start with the 2 and I go 1, 2, and I put my decimal. So my product, my answer, is 8 and 52 hundredths. The same as what I got here. So I have proven to you that 2 and 13 hundredths times 4 equals 8 and 52 hundredths. I've proven that to you using the area model. So I would like you to now try a few problems using the area model. In fact, I would like you to try with the number we did. 2 and 13 hundredths times 4 and see if you get 8 and 52 hundredths. See if you get that same answer. And if you need to, you can rewatch this video. You guys rock, and remember, you can learn anything you want to learn. You're young scholars. You got this.